Here's my review on Super Imaginative Chogokin or S.I.C. Volume 68 Mask Rider 1 or Kamen Rider Ichigo and Volume 69 Mask Rider 2 or Kamen Rider Nigo. Both of these figures are from Bandai and were sculpted by Kenji Ando. So for their packaging, Mask Rider 1 or Kamen Rider Ichigo has a reflective dark silver color scheme going on here with the two stripes here up top. Here it has a nice display window where it pretty much showcases all of the stuff that it came with except for the alternate hands that I think it is located here. So yeah, at the bottom some information in Japanese, and then at the side it has a awesome rider logo here, then Mask Rider 1. And then at the back, it showcases the figure with the alternate head on it while standing on the base that came with the figure. Some dynamic posing using the the effect parts and the signature pose of the figure. While for Kamen Rider Nigo, compared to Kamen Rider 1, it has a preview up front with the alternate head attached to it and a rider logo up here that covers the alternate head that came with the figure. And pretty much oh yeah, seems like the sides, the display window is pretty much different, as you can see here. It has a extended designs going on. Then at the back, pretty much the same with Kamen Rider 1, where the figure is standing on the base, a dynamic pose using the effect parts, the signature pose, and yeah. And then the sides here, you can see a part of the display window. So there you go. So here are the figures, and pretty much they are being served and well secured on just one tray only. And I'm glad that this figure is no longer using a twist wire and a scotch tape just to secure their figures. So pretty much it's very nice, very I would say practical for them, for Bandai. So as you can see here are the alternate hands that came with the figure as mentioned earlier. So let's take them out of their case. Here are the figures. They stand 7-inch tall. So here's a Toy Biz, Marvel Legends, McFarlane Spider-Man. And we do have here an SH Figure Arts Iron Man figure. So for details and comparison of these two figures, overall, they both share the same body structure. The same joint system are being used here. And the only difference here is, of course, the color scheme and some areas that we will be pointing out. First off, the chest here. As you can see here, for Kamen Rider Ichigo, he has a more reflective color scheme going on. Plus, it seems like this chest of his is a bit flat. While for Kamen Rider 2, his chest piece here, it has a lump here up front. Very nice detailing, but overall they have pretty much the same design, like holes here on their chest. They have different shoulder pads here, as you can see. So it's nice that it's not a total recycled figure of this one. There's still some comparisons that we can see, like this one, the detailing here on the shoulder pads. As you can see there, they're using a translucent or transparent plastic design going on with a reflective silver going on inside of it here. But when you raise the hands, you can see the detailing below. It stopped right there for Kamen Rider 2. However, for Kamen Rider 1, the design, the stripes design is continuously going on. But for this one, for this part, it's just painted and sculpted. But from the thighs to his legs, it's the same translucent plastic that they use here. Alright. And for the detailing here on the gauntlets, yeah, there's a slight bit of a comparison here. As you can see here, the detailing is different. Very nice. So they're not completely, what do you call that, identical. And then for their typhoon belts here, so Nigo has a different design going on here. While for Ichigo, yeah, but both has a translucent plastic red that has been used. Very nice. You have a very reflective compound eyes at the back. So darker color scheme, but pretty much the same here. Your butt are pretty much the same. Legs, all right. On the legs, completely different. As you can see here, there's like a groove going on here. For Kamen Rider 2. For Kamen Rider 1, it's just plain. And then the boot detailing, very nice. And then what I noticed is that their chest moves here. As you can see, you can take this out. I took mine. Hold on. Alright, so I took out mine. It seems like it's being supported by a double ball jointed here. It kind of reminds me of a joystick, like an arcade. Come on, focus, dude. There you go, here. So it moves. It rotates. It has a hole here. So while we have this, let's take the opportunity to explore the articulation points of this figure. So additional, we do have a removable part of his scarf here. Very nice. It's not necessarily, but yeah, kind of nice. So the shoulder pads can flip like that, upwards. There you go. So right. So the arm can raise that far, and then it's being supported by a hinge there, and then a ball joint is is attached inside of it. So there's like a double joint system going on. It allows the figure to have his arms move sideways. Not that much, but it adds more to its whenever you will try to pull a dynamic pose. A nice addition. And then it has a bicep swivel, a double joint hinge, articulation, and then the wrist is on a peg right there, and then a hinge here that helps the hand to move upward, downward, or sideways, because you can just swivel it. And then there's a ball joint right there. So no doubt this figure has a good range of motion. Alright, so for the ab crunch, pretty much decent. It can move downward like that, it can move backward like that. And then for the waist, it can tilt. Of course the head can also tilt. and then can move upward. That far. But if you try to pull it further, there would be a gap showing there on the neck, which and a bit off. But if you pose him, uh, it depends on your posing, on how you pose this figure. But I think you can just pull it off. It's just that when you overextend the head upwards, it would just show a gap from the neck to head, as you can see there. Maybe not a huge deal for me, but probably to some, yeah, it would. So nice range of motion, and what I really like about this figure is the shape of their head. I really like how it's been sculpted. So the sculpt and the detailing is modernized compared to the previous releases of this figure, because pretty much these characters from the Kamen Rider series are the most number of figures that were released under Bandai. Even if you check S.I.C or SH Figure Arts or even the Gashapons, these are the most number of figures that they have been released so far, because maybe probably because of the reason that since their first debut in 1971 until the late 90s, they have been modernizing their suits from a dark color scheme, from a lighter one, from a blue one. Yeah, and I think that they are still doing it until now. Anyway, back to the figure. It can do splits like that. So it can go up like that, and then a double hinge on the knee. Alright. Okay, for the Chogokin parts, I think this part here on the shin is made out of Chogokin. You can take it out. Well, at least to my figure, you can take it out. So I'm not that 100% sure, but it really feels die cast. Which the only the only part of this figure that has the die cast feel on it, the shin. Anyway, the feet can swivel not that much, or what they commonly call this as a ankle rockers. Not that much, but it's there. Can move downward, can move little upward, and it has its own articulation. So whatever articulation we would end up getting with this figure, you would end up getting with Kamen Rider 2. So here are the accessories that came with Kamen Rider 1. So first off, here is the scarf with a a battle damage effect detail going on. And it seems like right on the midsection of this scarf, it's it's um it's on a translucent feel on it. It's on a hinge on a peg here. It can swivel, and then a hinge here. It can be used for dynamic posing. And then we do have here a base here that has a very rough sculpt and detail. It's very light. It's not that heavy. And then we do have an Ika Devil prop here. It has a nice detail on it. It's a bit more, the color scheme that they use here is a bit more reflective. And at first I thought the hole here is because of this part of the base has a peg here that you can attach to it. But it seems like this one is to be used for a Tamashi stand, which unfortunately the figure doesn't have. So it's not a huge deal for me, but probably to some it may be. They could have added it on the figure. And then we do have the alternate head, the monstrous version of Shin Kamen Rider Ichigo. It has the same detail and sculpt except for the mouth detailing here. I just wish that they added more of a flesh color scheme inside of it. Maybe it's just me being a nitpicker, but I really do hope they added that on this head. A very nice detail. The head, by the way, is on a ball joint here and on a hinge right there. So yeah, it came with one pair of a what do you call that? A calm open splayed hands. It has a very nice sculpt, very nice color scheme going on, and the detailing, very nice. Then we do have the karate chop, or the one that we will be using by displaying the figure on his signature pose, like the henshin pose. Here. Yeah. And then we do have the weapon wielding hand. You can also use this, of course, when he rides his bike, which unfortunately Bandai doesn't have it yet. But we can utilize the previous S.I.C bikes that Bandai had released. I think volume 46 and volume 14. Right. And lastly, the effect part. This one is to be used for the rider kick. You can remove it like that, then attach it to the figure. So putting stuff together for this figure isn't that hard. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to identify which part goes to where. So yeah, it's on a soft plastic here. Very nice detailing. You can also use this on your other figures. So yeah, there you go. So here are the accessories of Kamen Rider 2. Here is the scarf compared to Kamen Rider 1. Kamen Rider 2's scarf is clean. Doesn't have the damage effect, battle damage effect feel to it. And it's still on translucent plastic in this area here. On a hinge that can swivel. So there you go. And then here a shocker monster here that still doesn't have a peg here. So yeah, another Tamashi stand hole here. It has the same base, very rough surface, very nice. And then we have the monstrous Kamen Rider 2 head here compared to Kamen Rider 1. The entire mouth is on a silver color scheme. Very nice. Actually, to these figures, I think you can remove the antenna. You can easily remove the antenna, and easily can be put back. Now for the effect parts, compared to Kamen Rider 1, Kamen Rider 2 has a much larger scale of area of effect going on with his effect part. So this will be used for a rider punch. This will be used for rider kick. So let's do a comparison. Here is a Kamen Rider kick effect for Kamen Rider 1, and here's a the effect part for Kamen Rider 2. So like I said, the area of effect is much more wider. This is for Kamen Rider 1 Rider Punch. This is for Kamen Rider 2 Rider Punch. And it seems like the paint scheme here is kind of glossy. So yeah, there you go. And then we have the same pairs of hands here. We have the chopping hands, or for henshin posing. We do have the calm open split hand here, and the weapon wielding hand, and all of these hands are painted very dope, very awesome. And lastly, compared to Kamen Rider 1, Kamen Rider 2 has a I'm not 100% sure. It kind of feels die-cast, but it kind of also feels like a hard plastic. I really can't tell, to be honest. So it has a the pre-henshin um typhoon belt. This usually pops up when Kamen Rider 2 is about to transform. This would initially pop up to his belt, then he would jump, and this would open, and then the typhoon belt would show up. So here's Kamen Rider 2. Like I mentioned earlier, placing stuff is not that hard. But if you're really having problems or challenges on where or how to, you can just refer to the manual that came with the figure. So there you go. It's easy. And surprisingly, it doesn't have that weak feel to it that when you try to replace parts, some parts may break. It doesn't have that feel to it. But still be gentle when you try to replace parts. Just to be cautious. There you go. So overall, I would highly recommend these figures. They are a sure get. This figure has a nice color scheme, nice articulation, and of course, the modernized detail and their sculpt is a win. So if you don't have it yet, you can drop by to your nearest toy store to pick one up. You can order it online. I think they are still available as far as I know. So yeah. So thanks for viewing. You can check out my blog details below and watch out for my comparative review of these figures as well. Stay tuned. Thank you.